more like a lyrical-ish essay. Is there kind of a name for papers that it's kind of like an essay, but it's lyrical, so it's almost poetry, but it's not quite as
poetic prose?
Creative nonfiction?
Yeah, that stuff. And it was kind of inspired by the glass essay, and actually it's an assignment for my creative writing class, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
doing that.
This story is called Windigo. I see the place in dreams, the bench that might not be there in real life. I sit there and look out. There are bands of snow shimmer, not a rainbow or sundog, but pinpricks of pink, blue, and green pricked out of the ice. The skin in my nose peels. It abandons the dripping and drying of snot on a cold day. I sit on a bench, and behind me is my grandfather's airport for airspray forest fire bombers. There's a corner, a tower, made of glass squares recycled from Snapple and wine bottles. They grow from the other side. Snow shines like the surface of the moon. My grandfather's wood panel office is inside. This is how I know I am in a dream. Inside hangs the Wayne Gretzky jersey, pressed flat like a flower, the Ted Harrison commission painting. It has my mom's cat Nathaniel in it, who died like a winter cat, licking the antifreeze off its paws. And the oil drip. A drop of oil encased in petroleum plastic. It slips and slides but never goes bad. It is the perfect paperweight. The jersey, the painting, and the oil drip are all home in California now. My grandfather died, but on a bad day, I dream that they are still part of the airport. This is a dead place. I am voting in an American election. I live in a place with no snow. But I stare into the ice. The sky is bigger and bluer here, in dreams and life. And then my mind. My mind brings someone to sit on the bench. The rubbing of snowsuits sounds like a record scratch. Nylon and down collide. Why are you here? I spoke to you in California once, twice, on a long drive. You're not even important to me, but you're here in my dead place. I don't know if I can welcome you. The air nibbles your skin between icy front teeth, the smell of diesel, big machines that fly, all the way from Whitehorse and the oil sands. It comes all the way down the tundra, and people that have never lived in a place that pulls resources from the land like a note from a frozen clenched fist are disgusted. They say the pollution is disgusting, it gives them a headache, but I smelt it too young and now it smells like home. I have to squint. The white is blinding except for a black dog punching holes in the virgin ice. There is no snow here too cold, just sheets of ice. He punches a hole like a polar bear and nibbles out the ice from his paws. After squinting, I may succumb to the stranger plus 2 conversations on a drive and lean. A record scratches of snowproof against snowproof cloth. There's a story about fresh immigrants who came to Saskatchewan, farmers, and the ground was frozen shut. I can't remember where they came from. My mom told me, so maybe they were like my own ancestors from Russia, or the Ukraine, or Iceland, or Romania, or Scotland, or Ireland, or England. Not that I've been to Russia, but I imagine I would have been disappointed to move from Stalin and revolutions trying to kill me to the weather in the winter trying to kill me. Where you moved isn't necessarily easier, just difficult in a different way. Did you know that Canada is often the rebound land? America is too full, try knocking at our neighbors. No furnace, but lots of rooms. Then again, Russia is cold in parts, and Stalin was choking the bread out of the Ukraine worse than any winter before. Maybe the immigrants weren't Russian because they did not know how to farm in the cold. Irish immigrants then. Irish immigrants punched a shovel, a hoe at the ground, and a bounced back clang. The rattle goes all the way up their arms. They thought they would starve. Potato blight only to a ice blight. And suddenly, deus ex machina. Canada geese. A flock of Canada geese come down from the blue sky, honking and shitting the whole way, and they landed and possibly shat where the ground was soft enough to till. They had just enough food for the winter. leaning on a stranger on a bench, always a stranger to the land too. Born and raised in California, ancestors came on boats to San Fran or walked with the grapes of wrath or crossed the Arizona desert, or perhaps got a green card for being good with computers. Those that weren't immigrants were made unwelcome, even though they had reservations for this land. I know I brought the stranger to my dead place. They did not come on their own account. I am a lucid dreamer, and I am aware that he, this dream, this dead place, is a reflection of my want and my worry, and I have kidnapped this person. I have guilt for making him sit still, not say a word when people don't do that. Santa Cruz. The poetry is wet, and dreams are uncorked, and people come freely on the stage. Erotica is a god here, sacrificed to a podium altar, blood down to the audience with a mic, and these poets would say, my mind is innocent, possibly quite boring. No one takes off their snowsuit, it's too cold for that. But that's not what I want in this place. I want to lean in silence, and I have gutted this person from whether they do want to talk or sing or dance or doing what I want at that moment. Sit quietly. There is another story from those who are not immigrants, the First Nations people, Algonquin speakers specifically. There is no geese in their story. There is a monster, the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a gaunt monster. You can see the sockets roll under its skin, white ashy skin like birch bark. It's as tall as 2 men. It has one eye, and its tracks fill with blood. Bloody steps punching the white snow. You may only run when met with a Wendigo, even if you fight it. You draw your obsidian knife. The price of failure is death. Your face is bitten off because faces are food. And inevitable consumption. The price for victory you strike is to free the last victor. The Wendigo falls, the knife in its one eye, but then the eye splits into two. The monster shrinks to a man suddenly chubby from eating human flesh.